Okay, fine.
Ah. I don't even remember that. Okay, nonsense. We're already starting this on a scrapey chuggy note. How's it going, everyone?
Yeah, what's going on? Yeah.
Never. Derek's never felt the neck so thick before. Bleed for 30 minutes straight, no breaks. It's funny because like we were listening to Kyle. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very impressed with Derek. That's the thing. So he was saying, he's like, no, I can do it. I just don't want to.
Yeah, exactly. I hate everything about this, guys. I hate everything about it. It's this that bothers me, like how wide that is. Like, I like fat necks, like the telly, but like
the radius is wide, but it's like flat still.
Yeah, and I'm like, this guitar also we have determined that like the tension on it is not great. So like I don't like when
like versus just the stability in the string. Like with this, like I have like a 70 on here, and I guess that's one of the things we can talk about because tonight we're going to be diving into like 7-string stuff, and you know it was kind of Kyle's idea to do something like here we go. They have to do it here now though. Doing that. But yeah, I don't know, like this is something different for you, and like, you know, I feel like there are a lot of people that we talk to that are like are just getting into playing 7 or have like not been interested in it for certain reasons or are just getting into it for certain reasons, and a lot of guys who play our stuff use 7s, it seems like, you know, like but the like the downtuned high gain stuff, like that's kind of one of the reasons that I initially got into Rev before. You know, we've expanded a lot, but that was kind of what, you know, what kind of inspired it. It was like the really heavy, like chuggy tones. And
right.
I remember as a 7-string guy, when I first tried a Rev, I was like, oh yeah, okay, this works for what I want for sure. So yeah, kind of something fun to talk about. What's up, dudes?
Yeah.
Look, finally Derek realizes his destiny. I don't know if it's a destiny as much as a side venture. Chug. Came here. Slow and low bends. Yeah. Someone said, I think Tyler said, play Bleed for 30 minutes straight. That was the thing I was showing you earlier.
Yeah, there's no way.
And we were watching the Meshuggah live DVD earlier, and it was just like, man, like it's like robotic. Like it sounds like one instrument, and like it seems like a very simple thing to just do.
It's not.
But no. Like
never mind. Even at the speed that you're doing it at, like I've got. I was telling Sammy and Manny here beforehand. Like I've got tennis elbow, so like when I try to do like anything like that, like what's the thing you were showing me?
Like it was a. So it was the Bleed rhythm. We weren't doing it up to speed. Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
That's about it. That's for me. That's where like,
and it's also like the alternating, like starting on an upstroke and then starting on a downstroke and all that. But like the attack feels different. But yeah, I know what you mean. And like, too, with bigger, like you really have to like. I guess we can get more into like technique throughout this, but we were talking about like you really have to barely move your picking hand. Like you can't take big strokes for that type of picking. You know. Yeah. And whereas if you know bigger strokes, it's harder, and you obviously want to do that to like get that pick attack. But
and I was really surprised when you were telling me about like the difference, like because I use these wind spear picks that they got us. I don't know if you guys can see this.
They're great. They're awesome. Like the kind of sharp tip.
They're sharp tipped, and I really like it for like most stuff. Like that's awesome.
It feels weird playing that type of stuff on a 7, eh?
That was horrible.
No, it sounded great, but like that was the hardest thing for me to get used to, is playing stuff that isn't just chugging. Like,
yeah. So
the pick.
Yeah, but the pick, like, you were like, oh, you need to use a rounded edge, and the thought has never occurred to me to use anything but the point of the pick. Like,
yeah, well, it wasn't even like the rounded edge thing, but I guess like, you know, one of the things we were talking about. Sorry, I guess this is what kind of picked you for a 7. I kind of was just thinking, like, with a string, like, you know, between these two guitars, like, I didn't have any extra 7-string sets to restring this with, so the strings on the Schecter. What's up, Brent? How's it going?
Hey, yeah. Is my truck locked? Sorry, guys. Somebody just came in. Hey, the keys are right there, right by you, right in front of you on that rack.
Manny's got them.
Manny will figure it out.
Sorry, with the pick, it was more or less like the strings on this guitar are a lot lighter, so with a sharper tip and like a firmer pick, like I guess it kind of goes into like why people who strum like quite heavily on an acoustic guitar might want to use a lighter pick, because like when you're strumming, if you're using a really stiff pick like that, it's kind of pulling on the strings itself. So what?
Yeah, sorry everyone. Can you give him one of those new keys that's on the desk? Sorry, we are IT guys here to do our stuff on the in the new building.
Oh, we're moving. That's another thing we'll talk about. We're moving, by the way. Thanks, Brent.
Door 16. Hey, Brent, door 16. Okay.
Inside scoop on the move, guys. So yeah, with the thicker pick and the sharper tip, like with a lighter string, it's pulling a lot on the string, which was kind of like messing with the way the string was intonating for you.
Oh yeah, and like, what's the rhythm again? I already lost it.
It's funny. Someone said that sounded like the intro to Hot Your Teacher with the dead note. It kind of dead.
Nope.
We're gonna teach Derek to lead by the end of the night. Like smaller pick strokes, and if the string isn't thick enough to like balance a thick pick, you kind of need a lighter pick, and it's kind of like the same thing with like someone playing acoustic where they're strumming like this and they're using like a 1 mil pick and it's just slamming on the strings. It's like you kind of have to accommodate the string tension.
Well, the difference in how that feels, like using the side of the pick versus the
and it's not necessarily like a rounder tip, like, you know, with this guitar, it has such a heavy string on it that I can kind of
this doesn't sound anything like
waver.
That.
Well, it's because it's lighter. So, Alex, can you move the ATEM thing off the screen?
Yeah, we can't see.
We can't see anything. Thank you. But yeah, that was kind of a thing. It's like, you know, string tension is kind of a hot topic, and like sensitive topic, because so many people ask like, oh, is your string gauge expecting to like get that tone? But like realistically, with lower tunings, if the string is loose, you're not going to get the same consistency in that tone, and having a pick that's kind of thick or like too sharp and pulling on that's going to affect your intonation too. So I guess that's kind of the first thing, is like, really setting up your guitar for lower tunings is definitely
like
beneficial.
This thing, if I'm playing like kind of back in the, like towards the middle of the fret, right?
Yeah.
The intonation's trash.
Yeah.
If I'm right on top of the fret.
Totally. And it's because literally your finger is bending the string.
Yeah.
In the middle because of the tension. So that's kind of why it is important to set up your guitar to accommodate like a lower tuning. Like I remember the first times, like I got into sevens, I guess, like I think I bought my first 7-string in maybe 2013. 2012, 2013, and like knew about gauges and stuff, but like I remember the first time I bought it, I was using guitars with like maybe a 52 on it.
Yeah.
And then my dad's like, hey, you want to tune to A? Here's like a 70. And it was just like, what?
Yeah, why?
Why? Like, this feels so weird. But like, legitimately, it makes a massive difference. And I did try experimenting with like lighter string gauges and actually finding a massive sonic difference.
Is somebody reporting on the hockey game during the live stream? That's awesome.
That's sick. Good job, boys. Actually, can you pass me? Do you have more of those Windspear picks over there?
Yeah, I do.
I'm going to try one of these out, actually. Yeah, I can see how with that, like I can really hit it with the sharp edge. Actually, that's really nice. Yeah, actually, I haven't used a pick like that in a while. Or the sixpence and edge it. Yeah, exactly. He's like a penny coin. Yeah, coming in late, got my new Huxkier Rainbow Reverb.
Nice.
Oh, nice, dude. I don't know if I've tried that one before.
I have not.
Cool. Yeah. So I guess that's kind of the first thing. Like setting up your guitar for these tunings is important. So that's kind of the first tip of the day. Make sure your strings are appropriate for what you're doing.
I like how when I just tried to do that, like my fingers don't know where the strings are.
It's a muscle memory thing for sure, and that was the biggest challenge. Like at first was getting used to not thinking about it. It's just something to pick on the low strings with and actually use it as a guitar.
Let's get some.
So yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can approach it. I mean, like the way that we're kind of doing it for now is like you're just trying to think about it as like a 6-string with the low drop. So like we immediately will gravitate to those types of like power chordy chuggy things. And I feel like when it started, like when 7-string started to become popular, it was like there was 2 routes. It was either the Steve Vai route, where you're using it like in standard tuning just as a way to actually extend your range, or you go like the Korn route. You know, like there was 2 very different like prevailing philosophies behind it when it started. See, that'd be easier if it was in standard, right? Because like now it's in drop, so like when it's in drop tuning, it's you kind of want to gravitate to like those bigger.
Yeah. It was weird for me, like doing those like
yeah, totally.
I'm used to.
And like the relationship between like
I'm
what
like
you would consider the E and the G is different. And like,
Yeah, because I'm used to that. Right, like that.
Yeah, definitely. And there's, I guess there's.
I mean, that sounds badass. Like nice and fat.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess like it's those 2 different routes. Like sometimes if I'm like if you want to use it in B. And another thing you can do too is like I know some people who will actually like tune it like. So it's like a 6-string with an extra high.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets kind of weird. B is such a cool tonality, but like that would be kind of more of the approach of like actually I find tuning it that way is almost more beneficial if you're wanting to actually just extend your low range, because a lot of those chord voicings come a lot more naturally. But then it gets like now having the extra high string, I don't really know where to go with it either. But I find like tuning it that way would make more of an approach if you're someone who wants to use it as more of like not just for like the chug stuff, like this type of positioning for like extending those voicings and getting more in that lower register seems to make, at least to me, feels a little more natural.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like
it works more like a baritone then.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Just a baritone with the extra high thing. Like, because obviously, like for some of those chord shapes, I'll just immediately gravitate to the low string because that's what I'm used to doing.
Yeah, like I play very little. Like I have a baritone.
Yeah. Someone said play Harvest Moon. By is it Morrison? No, it's
No, it's not Neil Young, is it?
Neil Young.
We're horrible Canadians and we don't know that.
I can see it. I go to, and that was the thing. I just went to like kind of lead on that as I usually would, and because it's now tuned like a 6, like that's totally different. So yeah, I guess like approach wise, there's a few different ways you can go about it, and I feel like the guys who are more like using it for jazz. Like I say, jazz guys. That's a very general term, but like people who are wanting to use it literally just to have the option to have the extended register for those types of applications. I think that's kind of beneficial. Whereas the drop tunings are certainly nice for a lot of those big druggy chords and stuff, just because it's so easy to get to those and they sound like those big like. So tune back up here for a second. I don't even know if this tuner picks up the low A very well. You know, like that to me feels like such a different beast. Using an 80 gauge on an LP. Oh, really? Is that what they're doing? Bring me the horizon.
Trash. My trash is.
So like, yeah, in terms of like bar chords, like if you just kind of bar like the 5th fret, yeah. Like that chord you can move pretty much everywhere and it's the same shape. It's all like fifths.
So you're going all the way up to the high B or high E?
And that shape you can put anywhere because it's mostly like fifths and octave type relationship. So like it's a perfect interval. So no matter where you put that, the relationship will work. So that's like a very large extension of just like a power chord, right? Yeah, that like root 5th, 9th kind of shape.
Is that what that is?
That'd be like that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's root 5th, 9th.
Yeah. I don't know theory properly. Sorry.
Yeah, it kind of sounds good. Like, yeah, I really like that sound. It almost has like that early 2000s sound. But like on a 7-string, it's there you go. Nice.
It's too low there.
I don't know, man. There's some bands that'll do like double drop C. I'm surprised how well that pedal tracks. That's the riff I was talking about. Whatever. Chuggy rhythm stuff. Sweet. Can never be too low. Never, Robbie.
I have a I don't think it's in here. Somebody stole it. I have that 8-string baritone acoustic that
we brought it inside today. Does that have
where you can play it's like B to B?
Thanks guys.
It's brew time.
Oh, there you go. The all new Attack stuff is quad tracked with outside guitars pitched down an octave from their already tuned down guitars. There you go. Dude, I gotta check that out. It's funny, I haven't listened to Attack in forever, but I've been listening to there's a band called Bill Murray a lot. It's spelled differently than Bill Murray's name, but it's one of the guys from Attack. Kyle, you probably listen, I don't know if you like Bill Murray, but I've been really enjoying Bill Murray a lot recently. So you're running 12 to 70 in D standard. On this guitar right now, I've got 11 to 49 with a 70. And it's a 26.5-inch scale, so there's definitely a lot of tension going on. Like, probably more tension than I would like across the rest of the neck on my 6 too. Yeah. Like, I definitely like the 6 to feel a little bit more slinky. Like, this thing just feels so, it's like you were saying, like, when you go to those leads and you grip around the neck, like, this thing just feels so large anyways that the feel is not the same regardless, and I feel like more tension on this type of guitar feels better to me than like on a 6. I definitely like a little more of a slinky feel, so you can just move around a bit more.
Yeah.
But Conquering Dystopia, that's the Keith Merrow guitar.
Yeah. I know nothing about any of that.
I don't know. Lots of diminished stuff. Lots of that stuff.
It's not gonna work.
Bill Murray slaps. Yeah, I know it does. He actually, Kyle, he just hung out with Hardy, who like co-wrote a bunch of the new Dallas Smith songs. which is hilarious. Hardy's like a big country dude. Anyways, that's funny. Is that the gate? Checking out.
Yeah.
25.5 scale feels different for sure, Scott. Yeah, 25.5 does feel a lot slinkier. Yeah. You got her dialed pretty hard, eh? Oh, you got the gate in front on too. Yeah, we are using the G8s tonight.
I wasn't before, but now I am.
I'm running it. It's funny. I'm actually running the G8 just in front, and then the gate on here in the loop, so it's like kind of emulating what the 4 cable would do. But that's a super important part of that type of tone too. Yeah, let's do that. Let's learn about that.
I don't think I can do that.
I'm gonna teach you how to do that. Does anyone also too, like if anyone has, not just pertaining to 7 strings, if so sweet, but if anyone has anything they want to hear or any questions or anything, we're always open on that.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know if it was Robbie or who asked what octave pedal I was using. I'm using the Digitech drop pedal, set to the octave drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is probably one of the best tracking pitch shifters I've tried.
It's pretty cool.
And it's polyphonic too, so and it tracks very well with like chords and stuff. Nice.
Yeah, like.
That sounds super actually. But even like if you play a chord with it on, it does it. Like you can hear it, it's all there.
Yeah, that's right, you did.
You did. Sorry, I was saying the extra 25. Nice. 25 and a half, 7 feels fluffy and loose with tension at 11, half step down. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what your fingers like. Like personally, I do prefer quite a bit more tension. Like, if you're using what would your low string be at? I guess if it's at the 7 with a set of 11s, it'd probably be a
68 or maybe 9er.
Big, yeah, 69.
Was that a 9er you
no,
threw in there,
it's
buddy?
60, probably a 64.
Did I hear a 9er in there?
Niner?
Niner?
Ninth? Ninth?
Check out the rotary here.
Those are the chords, the ninths. I mean, it depends. If you like a stiffer tension, then with
What's going on, Matt?
25.5 might be a little stiff. I definitely think 25.5 is a little close for my personal taste for a 7. Like,
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Scale like.
I know. I have no idea what that means. Like, I know what scale like means, but I have no idea. Like, I don't play 7 strings, so I don't have any idea how it pertains to 7 string, except for the fact that I told you, hey, is the scale length shorter on this? Because there's, like, no tension. I'm like, it's super
and that's
flummy.
what he was saying, is he was having some difficulty, like, with it getting, like, as, present as he wanted to be. But it better than drops E sharp as a 7 string, so I tuned it down to 6 and tuned it. Yeah, that's a good way.
Digital 360. I'm using both right now. I'm using the gate in the amp and the gate in front. The only reason I'm doing that is because Sam told me that's what he was doing. So I'll turn the one off in front. So
yeah, so the gate, the way I actually got a couple questions about that this week after the launch of the G8 is like, where in the circuit is the amp, or is the gate in the amp? Like, is it on the input like a pedal would be, or is it in the preamp? The gate on the amp in the MK3 actually is in the preamp. So the gate in the MK3 gets a more similar result that you would running the gate on 4 cable method. So what I'm doing right now is running the G8 itself just in front for the input signal, and then also running the amp gate lightly for the preamp. So it's actually gating on both ends. So that's what running 4 cable method would do if the amp didn't have a gate built in, basically. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
what you did, but the same. So I just go like.
I will say, like, a big part, like, okay, I'm gonna teach
Can you do,
I'm gonna teach you gent.
Can you do the flamenco thing?
Like the. Not very well.
Well, like can you do like the actual like where you fan your fingers? Yeah,
No,
I can't do that.
Not at all.
No.
Not even.
Like, is it like this?
Sit here and do this and look. No, that's really hard.
I did it there. It was right.
It's funny though, like, it's with the gate, like the whole thing was like what you don't hear, and like hear the silence and stuff like that. And I find like for those chugging type of things, like the space is very important, and like the definition there. Like you were talking before about like bigger pick strokes, right? Whereas like I feel like
yours is that your compressor? That's helping you. Where are you muting? Yeah, but when you mute them.
So yeah, like that's what I guess I was gonna get to. It's like a lot of that technique is muting, and it's either muting with whatever hand you're not doing something with, basically. Like if
in between your strikes, you're muting. Yeah.
So if you watch, yeah, it's like I guess it's both hands kind of like touch down, but. Yeah, like muting is super important, and if you're in a position where like even then when you're playing like on these strings here, I kind of try to hold it in a position where this hand is muting the strings that it's not playing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what allows it's really easy to get resonant.
Where are you muting in between? Okay, do that again. Yeah, you are muting. Like in between, you're not using your right hand for the mute technique.
No, it's my left mostly. Well, it's kind of both.
Yeah.
But you can be using your left hand, like if you're picking. Like a lot of it comes from here, and you don't need to worry about like your right hand striking stuff as much, especially when it's a tone that's fairly like if you can set the threshold fairly appropriately on the gate, I guess it will kind of catch at a good time. You have a delay on right now too.
Yeah. I feel like you must be hitting.
You have a delay on.
Is that why the problem is?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, there's a, yeah. Thanks. I'm super smart, people.
But like I know it, and even then like pick stroke wise, like
you do have to mute with your right though.
You do. I guess like it's funny. I get asked sometimes from students about that, and I guess it becomes more of a reflex. Like you don't you don't consciously think about it, but like when I actually do sit about think about it, it's like generally if this hand is busy, like if you're doing
otherwise you get that.
Well, and it's like almost on the flip side. Like if you're doing like legato with this hand is doing most of the muting of all the other strings. Like if I'm just doing that, like stuff's gonna ring out.
Too much.
But like when I'm doing that on that string, if I'm not picking, this hand is kind of rested on these strings, so that nothing else is ringing out. Whereas if I'm doing like stuff like I'm playing just stupid notes, but like in terms of like picking really aggressively like that and going across the strings, like there I kind of have to mute with this hand because I'm going to be picking quite aggressively with this hand, and I can generate a lot.
Are you not muting both? Because when I mute, like, you hear like on mine, you're hearing the harmonic come through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean. So, and that's another thing too. It's where you mute. Like if you mute where there's a natural harmonic on the 5th fret, you might hit that, right?
Even if it's not a natural harmonic.
Okay, do that again.
Where is it?
That's what Kyle said to do.
What's up, Fluff?
Okay, who gave Derek a 7th string?
Fluff, I know, dude. I'm useless with a 7th string. Like, that's about all I can do with it.
Matt, it took me. John, what's up, dude? I'm glad you're enjoying your G8, man. John Bob was really excited to get his. So
yeah,
glad you're enjoying it. Are you running it? Are you doing the 4-cable thing, John, or are you just running it in front? Or let us know how you got that rigged up. I like seeing all the different applications for it.
I was gonna tell you when you're talking about muting. Like I found when I used to teach guitar lessons, that was the one thing that I could never articulate across to a student properly, because to me, you either hear that and you translate it to your hands, and your hands just figure out like the same way that like I'm like. It's not there where you're muting, or
Right.
at least that's not. Although you know
Right.
what,
And
Let
I can
me- let
see
me
with-
see that.
I was gonna say I could see with your right hand.
Yeah, because I'm doing it with my right hand too. Because I'm like, otherwise I can't. It's a guitar for one. Listen how much less spanky that thing is. Oh, you have a fret wrap.
So if I took this off, that is literally why I use these with like 6 and line guitars, because it's the resonance on the top. Yeah. So if it was right, you can hear it. Catch the harmonic. So sorry, this is why fret wraps are cool. Even if you don't use them just like for that type of thing, like literally. So if you listen here, versus if I'm muting behind the nut.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can hear like the resonant frequency there.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Tell Nate what's up. Nate's the drummer from Intervals. Just about 100
you
feet
can-
located near Toronto. Friends with Nathan. Dude, Nathan's the best. He's one of my favorite people ever. So say hey when you see him, and thanks for picking up an amp, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you, Sean.
Thank you. Got titanium saddle screws, bridge inserts, trim
Do you have
claw.
anything I can put back there? don't think I
Tape
have-
actually works.
What do you got? Yeah, that'll work. Shop towel.
Shop towel. We're gonna make Derek a homemade fret wrap.
That's
Sorry,
right.
Finger paster to go with the lock and turn is finally complete. Nice, man. That's awesome. I like seeing all the builds that everyone does here.
What do you think? Is this gonna work, Sammy?
I think tape would work pretty good too.
You're like, I think that's a dumb idea that you're doing.
I don't
and you
think
should put gaff tape on
I don't
there.
think it's dumb. You're gonna rock the whole stream like this now.
Who's got tape? Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
gaff right there. Homemade fret
See?
wrap for Derek. Let's do it.
Are you happy with it? No.
I was happy with it as.
You're
I
like,
was fine.
You're like, I know how to play the guitar, so I don't have to worry about it.
Even
Thanks,
on
Sammy.
your,
Thanks, I appreciate it.
I was gonna say even on your end, I was happy with it. It was fine. But again, like a lot of the clarity in that type of playing, comes from what you're not allowing to come through.
Right.
So
what I was starting to say there was that like that was the hardest thing for me to communicate to a student that was trying to learn something, that like if they weren't getting it and didn't understand like why something wasn't sounding right. Yeah, you like that?
dude, I've seen like literally though in the studio one time, I put tape on these 4 strings to mute it so I could play a riff the way I wanted, like whatever works.
How do you like that? Just use the tape. No way, Matt. I wanted the shop towel in there.
Matt,
it's
that's
softer.
that's too logical. We wouldn't do
That's
that. But like
I wanted it to be silky smooth.
even if I take this off, like
Yeah.
the gate's pretty good, but I can still hear a little bit versus that. So yeah, I don't even really use the fret wraps for anything other than that. Derek, here, Robbie has a suggestion. Try moving your left hand up an inch when you're moving. It looks like you're hitting a harmonic. Exactly. So if you're hitting it over the 5th fret...
I'm not. I'm hitting in the middle of the 4th.
Exactly. Before you were hitting on the 5th, and you were getting more of that. But you can... Yeah, you can do cool shit with that, too. Sorry. I saw Daniel commented about the G8 video. Thanks.
Scroll up.
Yeah. Enjoyed your melodic hardcore G8 pedal. Then you'd recommend that of a similar sound. Yeah. That was intended to sound kind of like Counterparts. If you haven't checked out Counterparts, I highly recommend them. Yeah, Counterparts, Misery Signals, Shai Halud. Yeah, that was kind of the inspiration for that with a little more lead. Also, there's a band called Napoleon. Which is more of like a melodic metalcore band from the UK that are
Reminded
really
me
sick.
of some Michael Bolton stuff I've heard.
Yeah, very Celtic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check out Napoleon. They're sick too. So yeah, Counterparts, Misery Signals, those are good starting points. If you're Canadian, you'll know those bands, but try to get them to play Harvest Moon.
I don't know Harvest Moon, otherwise I would play it. Now I know the song. I did, yeah. Sammy's the one who plays in the cover band. I can't help you guys, I'm sorry.
And sorry, there was another one. Oh yeah, check out. Oh man, yeah, the last 3 Counterparts records all are amazingly good. So definitely check those out. Sorry, can you scroll up a little bit, Alex? There, I saw there was another one. Play mouse.
What's up, Adam D? I'm sorry, guys. Oh, how are those RSDDs?
Great.
Yeah, I'll play. I'm gonna grab the 6 while you have the 7 for a second.
It's oh, I can grab any of them.
I grab it. It's fine.
Yeah, they're incredible guitars, man. Like I've been using them for several years now, and they sound amazing. And the biggest thing for me is like where we live, it gets so dry so fast, and you know, any wooden instruments, even like when we went to Arizona this weekend with Dallas, like on stage the guitars were just diving because it was like so dry. And these do not get affected by any of that. And I've literally set up this guitar I think twice since I've owned it. You know, obviously just things change from playing it. You know, the bridge moves around and things move around, but the neck and body itself, like, you know, I've flown with these intercontinentally and taken out of the case in a completely different climate, and it's in tune still. Like they're just so solid, and they sound so great, and they're so consistent. I really like just the overall tonality too for a 7, especially. Like that's a clean channel. Like they have a really prominent high mid range, which I think for those really big extended range chords is really nice. Every note is just crystal clear.
Yeah. See, this feels right.
Yeah. And these are actually both the Raw series too.
What's that?
These are both like the Raw series.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with Aristides, they have several different like models in terms of the body shape itself, but in terms of like the actual kind of series, there's their normal series and then there's the Raw series, which they're made of a material that they've created called Arium, which is like a composite. And what you see on these guitars here is actually kind of like the inner part of their
the raw Arium.
Yeah, like their main production models, like on the big one, like the ones that you see with all the cool painted finishes and stuff. They actually have an extra layer on the outside, which they're painted over, and this is just the inner layer, so it's a little bit more resonant in the low end, and also they take less time for them to build. So don't get the benefit of all like the cool paints and stuff, but the overall sound and everything. Like I actually
drool all over your guitar?
No, I'm cleaning it. I noticed there was scratches. I thought there was scratches on it, and I wanted just to see if that's what it was.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just looking for an excuse to go back to a sex. Yeah,
good.
It does.
That's one thing that feels weird to me is playing it so it's like drop D but in between.
Oh yeah.
So it's like dropped on that string versus that was really weird to get used to for sure. Because then now it's like a power chord on the low string, right?
Yeah, that is weird.
It's kind of weird. That was like Escape from Echo Bass would play.
What's
like
up, Mike? Mike Hinchy is the first like singer from the first band I was in.
Oh, really?
All the way over in Newfoundland.
Oh yeah.
Newfoundland.
Wait.
He's out in the Newfoundland. He's there now.
Wasn't Threadline?
He was, yeah, the original singer for Threadline.
Oh, that's awesome. We were just listening to you. I love that tuning. If you drop both strings, 8. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, you can just kind of get like the consistent standard relationship like throughout the neck. Escape from Echo Bass did that because we played on 6 strings and drop tuning and then switched to 7 strings and didn't want to use multiple guitars.
Right.
So we just tuned it that way.
Cool.
And it was weird to get used to, but.
Hey, Mike, Stobie is the one running the video tonight. Nice transitions there, Stokes. Way too much.
That thing is insane, man.
Yeah,
the
shimmer
Eventide,
thing?
the H9. Yeah, I feel like I just need to understand physically how it works, and then maybe I can do it.
You and me both.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of sounds and not a lot of buttons.
That's kind of like the Mobius has a whole lot of sounds and some knobs, and
Mobius is great, man.
I don't know how to use any of it.
I really like that. We gotta get your timeline going again.
Yes.
Be back here.
Yeah, these guitars are awesome for that. Like, yeah,
Yeah, they sound. It's funny hearing like I don't think I've had like a 6 string and a 7 string of the R's next to each other and like hearing.
are we pretty much the same?
Pretty much, yeah. But that has the Fishmans in there.
Yeah, Fishman Classics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is bare knuckles.
What are those?
The bare knuckle.
Those are really clear.
Aristides Customs, yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of optimized. They like made them to work with this material, I guess.
What's everybody drinking tonight?
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to normal.
I have a delicious Alexander Keith's India Pale Ale, which I do not normally like IPA, but I don't know if this really counts as an IPA.
Tell that to Savard, and he'll just be like, ah, just laugh. That guy's an IPA snob.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, he loves them. Yeah, but I will say he showed me a couple good ones when we were out in Vancouver. I'm
They weren't all hoppy and gross.
No, there's a couple. Man, there's like I bought those Kilters last time, and the Kilter IPA is killer. Like the GC IPA, it's like Barking Squirrel. Yeah, Barking Squirrel is great. No, Matt's correct. Those are not real IPAs. I'm going to ignore what's happening right now.
You can't.
I can't do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
Daniel
that's
just LOL.
yeah.
Larceny. I'm just popping in Winkle and a blind taste test.
So-
I'm excited to try it. Okay.
If anybody's interested, I'm going to be selling my own custom-made fret wraps on the website later tonight. I'll send you about 5 inches of gaff tape and 1 shop towel for $34.99.
It's a very
Come on, sign
approximate
up.
price.
What's that?
It's a very approximate price.
Yes.
$34.99.
$34.99. Sounds like. Kyle, get it up there for us.
Kyle, put it on the web store. Take a screen cap from this video.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was one thing I liked
Stoves.
doing with
I think when we're in the new building, we should have like a B camera set up that is just on Stobes and Manny for like, yeah, just so that people can see them and see what we see.
do a new accessory giveaway. Naked Chipson product. Chipson's great. Good. Do you follow that page?
What's that?
Do you follow that page?
Yeah.
Chipson. It's great.
So much cleaner when you play it.
I mean, in terms of picking, I guess we were talking about that. Like, that was, I guess, one of the things. Yeah, we were talking about just like overall picking and muting technique, and like, you know, I think a lot of the same concepts apply to non-7 string guitar. But like with that type of stuff specifically, it really helps to just like not. It sounds dumb, but like not move a lot. Like you want to just try to keep your movements as minimal as possible, so that you have less opportunity to generate noise.
Yeah, and where do you find that you're like? Do you use more of your elbow or more of your wrist when you're
Wrist.
Yeah.
Almost always. And that's another thing I'll say to people that I'm like we're working on picking technique and stuff is like as minimal. Think about it this way: you're gonna have more control supporting the weight of your wrist than the weight of your whole arm.
Right, for sure.
So like when you're trying to like control your arm like that, that's a lot more physically demanding than having your wrist in a position where you can support it.
What's your thoughts on like people who park their two things, parking either one of their hands, right? Like I remember I was taking lessons with Barry Player.
Oh man, I took a couple lessons with Barry, and it was just like, oh, I need to learn so much.
And when I was playing, like when I do that, everything is parked, right?
Right.
And he's like,
right.
Your other fingers have to be up. He's like, where are you gonna go?
Yeah.
How are you gonna get there, buddy?
Yeah.
There's no way you're gonna get there.
That's exactly how he would
He's
have
like,
said.
there's no way you're doing that. He's like, if you got your finger parked there, I want to go from here to here. I can't because I gotta lift it up, right? I
think everything is circumstantial, and that there's no correct way to do anything for every application.
Yeah.
So, personally, like when I'm doing that, like I might not be fully resting my hand. Like even this, like if I'm doing like, I'm still like, I'm not palm muting, but my hand is rested on the bridge when I'm doing that. I'm just not muting that string.
Yeah.
And like, it just, I'm not, as opposed to trying to do that, with my hand like freely, like listen to it sonically, versus, it's not like I'm necessarily picking it that much cleaner, but there's less noise happening outside of what I'm playing.
Right.
Because there's a lot less movement happening. So I think, that applies to a lot of things, whether it's playing quickly there, but like, I'm not saying you have to rest your hand on the bridge all the time, but I'm... like, not having to support the weight of my whole arm allows me to be a lot more accurate with my right hand and move less, and that's just going to generate less sound. So I think specifically with a lot of, like... that kind of more rhythmic stuff where you're doing maybe some of the pick scratches or... like being able to hit wherever you want and actually have it pop and not have a lot of other noise is what gives those kind of like sounds definition, because a lot of the time it's not notes, it's just percussive.
Yeah.
But if there's a lot of other washed out stuff going on, it's just going to sound like noise. Yeah. Whereas if it sounds a lot more precise, it's like, oh, that's kind of cool, you're just doing this percussive thing. Whereas if you go like, and there's just like a bunch of shit going on, it's
that's
like,
what I do.
No. but doing that and like, people would be like, oh no, he just fucked up that note.
Yeah.
Versus like, yeah.
How do I like the 7-string? I don't. No, it's like I don't. That's true, actually. I would still way rather play 6. But for me, it has the only thing it has to do with is the width of the neck. Is that what you call that? The width this way? Okay. So
I guess what is thickness and what's width?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, width I would say is generally like this. Yeah. Which is funny because you think of that as being like lateral, but it's actually up and down.
Yeah. But. So it just throws me off, and I do love the way that like that sounds great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds great, but it's still for anything that I actually play, it's completely inapplicable.
Totally.
So
totally.
But it's fun to mess with. I mean, that's why we have them. Like I do have my first 7-string was a Fernandez 7-string,
which is here somewhere.
Yeah, it plays like crap, but
I wonder if, you know what, I'm going to make that a mission to set that thing up. And like
the sustainer thing in it is the reason I bought it.
As a Sustainiac pickup?
Yeah. So, because I didn't want to have to hold an Ebo when I pretended that I could do that.
Joel Gregoire is playing.
Yes.
You guys are both great players, though. They're just both things that you don't. That's like what Derek's saying. Is like, I just have no reason to do this, which is why we thought it would be fun.
Speaking of bad habits, like when you're talking about that, like about parking your hand, like I agree, like it plays a purpose in muting, and that's what I keep kind of getting to that point and not actually making the point. Is when I was teaching, that was the thing that I could never really explain to somebody. I feel like you either hear that or you don't. And if you don't hear it, I think that's the difference between whether or not you're going to be a guitar player or not.
Oh, 100%, man. Whether you actually can like recognize what's happening there, and like that is what's making it cleaner. It's not like you have to hit that note harder. It's like you have to just like give it space.
Yeah, exactly. And then like muting the extra crap that you don't want to hear, like like the difference between.
Yeah, totally. And I will say this isn't meant to be a plug, but I think compared to other gates that I've tried, the G8 is really good at filtering those sounds.
Yeah, so don't use it for that. Just learn how to play the guitar properly.
Don't use the pedal we made to make you better. Yeah, but like I will say, I don't know what Dan did, but I find that the G8 is very good at like picking out those noises and gating them.
Right.
Even when I'm playing, like, you know, when I was doing that demo, like the melodic hardcore demo, when I would turn it off, even when I was playing and it wasn't like gating to silence, you could still hear a difference in like the artifacts and the sound.
Right.
Which is, it comes again to, there's so many different elements of what's going to make it sound clean. It could be your gain staging, it could be your EQing. Like there's so many different things that can overlap to create those sounds.
Yeah.
So that's why that's super important. And it's as just like a, you know, again, not just 7-string, but you know, for those low tuning things like that specifically does help a lot. Yeah. Dude, like getting different noises like from different parts of the neck. It was funny, I was like recording the other day and I realized that like I'll actually do those scratches in different parts, and it's like when I'm tracking stuff, you need to do them in the same spot, or like they sound different even though it's just a noise.
Yeah.
Like, I forget what riff it was. Like that versus yeah, like do like kind of like dead notes in between, and then you can use that as almost like a rhythmic accent, you know.
How long did it take you to learn that idea? Like the idea of like, to me, that's something that like, I'm not a drummer, so the idea of like picking out like different, like very different rhythmic patterns to use as like, a percussive effect.
The first guitarist I really heard do that and be like, that is really cool, was John Brown.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, and I remember there was this one. I think it was the Uncollective by Monuments, and like, you know, it was one of those things. Like, I'm sure you have these realizations in your playing too sometimes, where like you'll be doing something for years, and then someone points out what it is, and you're like, oh, it's that.
Yeah.
You know, like it was one of those things, and I'd kind of always done those like types of accents, but I remember there was this one riff. It was literally. Yeah. And he was doing this thing. It was in the Uncollective, and it was like a. It was like doing this kind of like, not a triplet thing. I guess it's eighth notes, but like literally it was like accent, tap, and it was like this different thing. And I was hearing like a tick, 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 like there was no notes there, but it had like a riff to it. And I was like, oh, that's really, really cool. It's like a riff that is purely based off of like rhythmic accents.
Right.
But not just like in a slap bass type setting or like whatever. It was like a heavier song, and that was the first time I think where I heard that specific thing used, where I was like, that's really cool.
Slow that down.
So again, like depending on where I scratch, if I do that or if I do,
right?
Like anywhere you move is going to play a factor. So So it's like. So this is what's weird. You're actually muting with this finger. Like this finger stays down. I have it on the 6th fret. So even though this is muting, I'm still hitting a rhythmic hit with this hand.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I can't do it very well. But that was the first time I'd really heard that used in a song where it was like, that's sweet. Mm-hmm. Like you can do that. And I think Monuments like kind of has always been a band that has incorporated that. Like Tosin definitely took it to like a totally different level with the thumping stuff, which like I can't do any of that. But like if you listen to any Animal stuff, like some of those riffs are literally just like rhythmic accents.
Right.
And it's so cool. Like it's, you know, hearing it employed that way. So
oh wait, is this
teaching Derek Onyx? Alex, I don't even remember how to play Onyx.
Nice.
Let's see if I do. Any favorite 7-string riff songs that I love to play? I like, in the interval set, I liked when we started incorporating the in time songs again. Like the first few tours we did, that I did with intervals, at least we only did the 6-string stuff, and then we brought back that, and I think it added a really cool contrast. Like I think the way that a 7 or an 8-string can be the most effective is to use it in contrast to other things, and don't just constantly chug on it because it loses its impact. Like using it in parts, like in that, I mean, just throwing those songs in a specific spot in the set made such a difference in energy because it just hit so much harder. And like, the same thing, you can use that in a song. Like you don't have to just chug on the low string the whole song, and you can hit that in certain parts where it's like, oh shit, that's that hits a lot harder. Kyle Sam only plays Onyx when I force him to once a year. I don't even know if I can. There you go.
Yeah, you still can.
Then there's the. That I forget how to play. I was playing this. I remember the Seeking a little bit. I was actually trying to figure that out earlier today. Oh, that's a long delay. What are you doing? This isn't what I dialed on you. That was, the afterimage used that key a lot, where it was. So when you can chug on the low note, it still has that kind of like melodic, like happy feel, even though it's like chuggy. But
that's what you define as a happy feel.
It's in a major key, but it chugs. I'm trying to remember. Ah, man. I don't even know what we were trying to do when we wrote those songs. That's how I learned it after last NAMM. I made you show me. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I have like a once a year refresher where I have to see if I can still play that riff or not.
I learned that today. That sounds good.
Yeah. I think 7
That's
no
what I
power
learned
chords.
today.
You also learned how. What else did you learn? You learned the genting. You learned about.
I learned
you learned
about
about
fret
picks
raps.
and fret raps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, a lot of these things definitely pertain to guitar in general, but there are certainly things that help specifically if you want to just do that. Do you have the
Which one? Oh, the baritone? Yeah. Oh, I thought you'd never ask. So I don't have to play this anymore?
John Brown says he only uses one gate. Yeah, I mean, I generally would only use one gate. I only really am using the gate in the amp and the G8 on this out of not wanting to rejig my whole pedal board for 4-cable method right now and knowing that would work. But with a gate that has a send return on it, you can definitely get away with just using one. Yeah, 100%. So this was Derek's answer when we told him that this is what we were going to do today.
Yeah, why would I just play this? Like...
It still sounds different to me. Like it's... How long have you had that?
I don't know, forever.
Yeah.
You know why I bought this?
Why?
Because I didn't want to bring 7 strings to NAMM.
Really?
Yeah, because I was like, you know what? I'll just get this. And in that way, people can still hear what it's like with a low B,
Yeah.
but I don't have to play 7.
Yeah. Alex says it sounds more mushy.
These are the bare knuckle Rebel Yell pickups that you sold me
They're-
back when you were at Quest.
They're
forever ago.
great pickups. What does have to feel just super stiff, those strings, eh? Like, give it a shot. You can try this thing again.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It doesn't feel the same. Nice. Chug, chug, chug. I can degen.
The degens from up country.
What pickups do I like in my 6 strings? I really like the set that Chris put in that SP that we had. The Peg City pickups were awesome. The Angry Widows. I really like the Peg City Angry Widows. I like Bare Knuckles. I don't know. I like something from every brand. Recently, I've been using Bare Knuckles and the Peg City stuff quite a bit, and I really like them a lot. It's hitting it pretty hard. That's a cool chord. What chord's that?
I don't know.
It's pretty ominous.
Yeah.
You Can Believe in Nothing by Nevermore. Oh man, that's a good song.
That's not gonna happen.
I think you'd actually like that song. It's like it's a ballad.
Yeah.
It's a Nevermore.
Yeah.
Like it's a Loomis song,
Yeah.
but. Fuck yeah. No, Loomis just has.
It's called Where My Fingers Landed. I like that. I like Robbie's comment. This chord is called Where My Fingers Landed.
Yeah. I think that's a Loomis riff. I could probably teach you that riff. Not too bad. Okay, we're gonna do this. Okay, teach you a Jeff Loomis riff. Yeah, 5.
Yep.
And then. Yeah. But you just like so the top string is the low strings are muted. Yeah, so that twice.
Okay.
And then to 6. And then so
Okay, yeah. Oops.
yeah.
What's that? Oh.
3 hammer on 5.
He's asking if you can do the sweeps.
Nope. It's a. I can't do it. That one's really hard because you have to actually 3 notes with one finger. So that. He has like monster hands. Like I can't.
Yeah.
I can't get that.
Don't feel bad. I can't do any sweeps.
With some practice, I could get it.
I could. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, close. That's the close I'm gonna get. I used to know the River Dragon one. Yeah, okay. Check out this run. This is an old Loomis run. I can't play at full speed anymore. Okay. I used to be able to, but. I screwed up even slow. Okay, so he hybrid picks this whole thing, so it's like selective. So he's like only downstroking when he goes down, only upstroking when he goes up.
Okay.
So it's. But he doesn't like. I can't do it cleanly at all. It's been years though, man. Like I'm sure if I tried, but I remember the first time hearing that and just being like, what is going on here? Like this is insane. Like we're in that pause for over a decade, still can't get the River Dragon. Yeah, it's cool when the harmony kicks in too. I remember seeing them live and like the other guy kicks in and the whole thing is like the whole thing's harmonized like a diminished third, and it was just like. I'm
gonna have a stroke.
I was like a 16-year-old kid just being like,
I'm the best.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he was, man, like, obviously we know Jeff and like, yeah, through everything, I feel really grateful to have him on board. But like, legitimately, he was one of the guys like when I was starting that was just like,
the guy.
He's the guy, man. Like it's so cool after all this to have been able to kind of work on him with like the one or the G20 song and like all that stuff. That was so sweet. Like. Because he was for sure one of the guys that made me want to pick this up, as I'm sure a lot of you guys have too with Sevens. So.
Oh, geez, yeah, though he's the guy.
Oh, geez, bud, he's the friggin' guy. Love Constant Dystopia Prodigy with Marrow. Yeah, and he's an Arch Enemy now too, which is crazy because that was another band as well.
Arch Enemy just announced, like I saw on social media, like
new
records coming.
Yeah, man. Loomis was one of those guys, and the Unearth guys too. Ken Susie was a big one. Ken Unearth. I think Unearth was actually the first band I really got into that played Sevens.
Yeah.
They were the guys in the metalcore scene using that, using Sevens. It's cool. I feel like in the early, or like in the 2010s when Periphery exploded, everything came back with this, like, it really took off in terms of like the more commercial metal bands using Sevens. Before, it was like not as much of a thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Periphery still using Sevens?
7s, 8s, 6. Yeah. They use everything. Yeah, man, they're a phenomenal band. Like, yeah, regardless of if you like them, you can't argue the fact that Misha, like, totally revolutionized home recording and like the way that those types of bands are able to do stuff and like everything. It's just,
I just love Misha's new guitar. I want
that
Jackson. Just because it's a Strat.
Yeah,
like an HSS Strat. That's Daphne Blue.
Yeah.
Or like
you guys have
Carolina
similar
Blue.
tastes, actually. If we build them a 120, it would have to be that.
Yeah.
Adam, what's up, man? Super curious about the settings on both amps. Clarity's amazing. I'm pretty sure we're using like the exact same thing right now. Yep. We're both just running into the MK3 purple channel.
You know what? Let's check this, okay? Mm-hmm. To see how close it really is. You grab that Tremonti.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm going to grab this other one that should be the closest thing that we have, right?
Yeah, I think so. Sonically,
because they should be the same.
It should actually sound the same. So let's try it out.
Like they should be pretty much the same pickups. I don't think. Do we have anything else that's the same guitar and same pickups? I don't think so. Les Pauls all have different pickups.
Yeah. I mean, all the Fishman stuff is all.
Yeah, but they're different guitars.
Yeah. But yeah, sorry, we're using the MK3 purple channel. Both of us on the red aggression.
I'm a half down with in drop D.
Okay.
No, sorry, I'm just a half down.
Bright and mid cut switch on, red aggression, purple channel with the gate on.
Yep.
EQ fairly similarly, gain just below 5. First cab IR, which is
back, and that would be.
And then we're both using the stock 412 IR.
Yep.
Yeah. This has a trem. I don't know if I can down tune it without it totally going to shit on me, but.
Half down.
That's all good. Just play. We don't have to play together. I'm just here the overall pretty close. This string is in E flat, but the rest of the guitar is in standard.
Is it?
Apparently, I don't know what's going on here.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, sounds pretty close.
Cool. Pretty close?
Yeah, Morbid Angel was the first, for sure. One of the first, for sure. I like how we're back in standard now. This feels like a baby guitar to me now.
Yeah.
After setting that for a while. Blind test. I don't think I could say which guitar was which.
I'm going to tune up to you.
Are you tuning it up? Yeah, that has a hardtail, eh? Yeah.
Ooh, that's a lot of verb.
That's too much verb. Wow. There you go. The first ever major album recorded entirely on a 7 and slip of the tongue, Whitesnake. I guess that makes sense because Steve Vai.
I'm almost there. 6 more minutes and I'll be tuned up.
Okay, we'll do the blind test there, Daniel. Go ahead. Yeah. Loving the silo pickups. Those are killer, man. I actually want to get a set of those. Yeah. I want to get a set of those. I got to get a set of Angry Widows. Tremonti's sick. Great playing. Thanks, Daniel. Could catch a true. Love that album. I'm going to go listen to Whitesnake.
Or did you notice that I tricked us into not playing 7s anymore?
No, you did. You pulled a fast one. We kind of covered what we wanted to. Yeah, we kind of covered what we wanted to.
That's correct, Robbie, because that's what I am. That's what Sammy is. Well, Sammy can play anything, but like...
Yeah. I love these guitars, man. They sound really good. I think I've used that one probably to track more demos than any other guitar in the shop,
heavy.
to be honest. Yeah.
So heavy.
Yeah. Sounds like it. Mm-hmm.
All right, what else?
Yeah, is there anything else
Anything
you
else?
guys want to hear before we get rocking here? I'm gonna pick up the 7 so I can at least end on what we started on.
I'm not.
I'm not. I'm done. This is all I signed up for.
Cracker, I do not know how to play Freebird. Come on.
Do this for 10 minutes.
See, this thing's way better with the 6.
Yeah, it picks up that register a lot better. Third is about to start. Oh, nice. Third period. Nice. Have a good one, man. See you later.
All right. What other questions you guys have? Because I got to go work on some stuff at the new shop.
Yeah.
Soon.
Oh, by the way, we don't know what we're doing next week for the stream yet. We will be doing a stream, but we are moving.
Yeah.
Starting.
Probably still be here for the next couple weeks for live games. But.
Yeah, but we'll start showing you guys some more of the new shop as we go. We start tomorrow. I guess we kind of started already, but we start tomorrow, and then by next week we'll hopefully be fully moved into our new production facility.
Yeah.
Which is super exciting. We're gonna have a lot more space, and we're gonna be able to get stuff out a lot quicker for everyone. We will have a new studio, a new live stream studio set up. but it might take a couple weeks. So I think next week we'll still be back here, but we'll be giving you guys kind of a sneak peek on the shop build and everything like that. And if you guys want to see anything behind the scenes, let us know. We'll make sure to get some stuff done. Tone with the Octave sounds like a song on the Pro Skater soundtrack. I just can't remember what it is. Oh, it sounds like CKY, 96 Quite Bitter Beings. That's what it is. It's CKY. Hi, Jack. What's up, dude? Yeah, that's what it is, Robbie. It's the
Yeah.
I can't think of the riff right now, but immediately that octave kicked in and it was like, oh, yeah, that's what it is. Whoa, what is that? I don't like it. Here we go. It's happening.
Yes.
It's happening, everyone. Bernadette near. Alex.
I think it's just like...
Alex, I've seen that.
It's just slamming the front of it so hard, eh?
Yeah, the preamp on the amp like doesn't know what to do with that.
No? Too much? Not the right thing?
If you did that, like, that could work for something.
Yeah.
Magic carpet ride, Scott says that's basically what it is. All right. Cool, guys. Well, if no one has any other questions, I think we're gonna hit the old
that's
dusty.
it. I'm done messing around.
Derek's done. He's like, no,
Yeah.
I'm done with the pedal boards. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. And yeah, we'll have some updates over the week with the new shop, and we'll be back to hang next week.
You can toss your picks to all the people. See?
I don't want to clean this up.
It didn't work at all.
No.
No. All right.
Thanks, guys.
everyone.
Thanks for
See
tuning
ya.
in. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, 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 yeah.